that's it.
We'll show you guys basically what I look like from front, side, and back. So here's my front, and the side, my back, side again. And when you guys do your side photos, you just pick whatever side is better. And then there's back to the front. We'll give you guys a little most muscular action. Now I'm going to show you some completely different variations of light, just so you can see what a role light can play in your photos. And I'm going to put on a little oil. I'm going to show you all kinds of different stuff on how to affect your selfies and your at-home photos. You could be as good as orangutan. Maybe not that good, but you can make yourself look good at home too. All right, guys, so we're going to show you completely different lightings, how you can look. So this is in my living room, just natural light. There's no light on in here. So this would me be doing my front pose, okay? And then again, the side pose. There's my rear pose. Hopefully I'm centered in the camera the right way. And back to the other side. Now I always say, just pick the side that you want. You don't have to show both sides in most transformation contests, okay? We're gonna get into hand positionings in a second. So this is my living room natural light. Now we're gonna move on. I'm gonna show you guys how much of a factor light can play in taking a good photo. Okay, so now we've moved into the master bathroom. Now this is the fancy, like it's sexy time light. This is the light that you do when you're trying to send those sexy selfies. This is a very optimal light. Now you can see I look a lot different in this light. So let's say I wanted to take my pictures in here. Front. We're gonna go into my side pose. And then back to the front. And you can see this is pretty optimal light. I'll give you guys a little pose there. What's his name? The kid that makes all the noises? Brad Castleberry. Bah! Shout out to Kenny KO. Okay, so we're gonna keep on showing you guys just completely different light and how much different you can look, and figure these spots out at your house. All right, so now we are an outside, beautiful noontime. This is a great time to be outside in sunny Florida and shoot. Also, I'm starting to get that sheen, that little sweat going. It's always gonna make you look a little bit better. Now, this is super, super optimal light. Now, I used to do my Keon Pearson videos out here, right in this spot, in this light. We always could see the most of him here. So now this is the difference between having that outdoor, that natural sunlight, which is gonna hit you a certain way. You're gonna glow a little bit differently. So again, I'll do my front. And then back to the front. Give you guys a little quad pose. Another most muscular. So you see the differences, guys, in light. Now I'm gonna show you one more thing. We're gonna put a little bit of oil on, and we're gonna show you the differences inside and outside with the oil. Hopefully don't ruin my pro tan here. You don't wanna you don't want too much. Don't use baby oil. You just use a little bit. This is actually like banana boat spray. You don't want to have too much, because the shinier you are, the light is going to reflect it too much. And then you don't want that. Let's get a little tiny bit on the back. You want to be like all greased up, because then that's going to take away from the definition. All right, so now I have a little bit of oil on, guys, right? So obviously when you're on stage, this makes a big difference, but it's still going to capture the light a little bit differently. So again.
Yeah.
Side. All right, so now I'm going to show you back in the other spots so you can see the difference in the lighting with the oil. Okay, back inside. Natural light. I feel like I look considerably worse in here. You guys may feel differently, but I have the oil on. Again, same lighting. This is now with oil. Front, side, back, side again, and back to the front. We're going to show you the other spots as well. Give you guys a couple tips. This is male or female. There's things that you're going to want to do when you're hitting your, whether it's before or after poses or poses in general. One of the most important ones is exhale all your air. And I'm going to show you a dramatic difference between having air in your stomach and not having air in your stomach. So here's me just slouching, right? Not that impressive. But watch what happens when I blow all my air out the way that it tightens my stomach up. So I'm going to be a little dramatic about it. But as you see, it flattened out my stomach. It made my obliques come out, all just from blowing out my air. Now I can relax, and everything pops back out again. So when you're taking your photos, always have your air exhaled from your body. This is much different than in a bodybuilding show when they tell you fill up with air. You know, be bigger than everybody else. It's completely different. Standing good for a selfie, just to look casual, look lean, look fit, and selfie is much different, right? You want this part of your body, this focal point in the middle, to look as small as possible. So I'm going to flip this down just a little bit. All right, and another little trick, right? You don't want to have the waist of your pants too high because you're going to lose your lines. You're going to shorten your torso. Now I look a lot boxier, right? So you either get a low cut short or you sag them a little bit, and now you can see these sex arrows, as I've heard girls call them, but it's a more flattering look to your torso. You're elongating your torso. You're giving yourself more length. So what you're wearing on the bottom, very, very important. This is why posing trunks and bikini trunks are cut the way they are. They're cut to make your waist look smaller. So don't wear high-waisted stuff in your after pictures. Very, very, very important. Same thing with the side, okay? If you have these things jacked up really high on the side, it's going to take away from the shape. You want this sitting right around your lower back so it makes the booty look rounder. This goes for male or female. Now I'm going to give you two different things that you can do in your side poses. Now, let's say you're somebody with amazing delts, right? What I would typically tell you to do is roll your delt back and then kind of twist forward a little bit, give yourself that width. Now, if you don't have delts like that, what you can do is you can put a hand on the hip like this, and you can kind of come across a little bit. You can present to the level of fitness a little bit more. You can do the standard arms by the sides, but if you do the arms by the sides, you're going to want to stand in a way where we can either hide the lower abdomen or show the lower abdomen and not hide the glutes too much. So this is very, very important with where you're putting your shots in your side poses. And again, you exhale all the air so everything's pulled in and tight. You never slouch, ever, in these after poses. Now, the behind pose is a little bit trickier. So let's make sure that I am actually positioned in the right spot first. So behind the pose, the back pose, right? Guys, you typically want to look as wide as you can. So what I tell people to do not slouch, stand up tall, and tense your lats out, but keep your arms out to the sides a little bit more. Don't be way out here like this so you look silly. But have your chest nice and tall, and we call this military posture. It makes your taper look a lot better than if you're just slouched down like this. Dramatic difference. So major do's and don'ts when doing these photos. And when you have to post a side, pick your side that is better. You're not gonna have to show both sides. So if you have one side that you like better, use that side. If you have this side perhaps that you like better, use that side. You don't have to use both sides. Typically they're gonna want a front, a side, and a rear. And if we're just talking selfies on Instagram, Facebook, usually you're gonna be from the front, but you can play around with your angles, figure out what looks good. Learn the shape of your body and the structure of your body and what looks good for you. All right, back in the bathroom, which we say is the sexy light, with a little bit of oil on here now. So again, things are going to look different in different lights. You can obviously see the light is way more flattering in here. So we'll start. And we'll hit that side shot. Go to the back. Back to the side again. And to the front. I appreciate you guys paying attention. I'm telling you, this will help you. You will make those influencers be put to shame because they're doing all this stuff plus all the filters and everything else. You don't even need the filters if you learn the lights the right way.